If the presidential election of most recent had a different outcome, would the animal spirits in markets, in the economy and business be different right now?
I think they would be. I think you really saw consumers and businesses looking for some sort of change. I think they've been plagued by the inflation environment of the past few years, where even as inflation has slowed, we still see prices significantly higher than what they were just a few years ago. And I think that's really weighed on a lot of economic actors over the past couple years. And so with this election outcome, we've seen big jumps in consumer confidence. We saw the biggest jump in business confidence going back to the mid-1980s. And so I think there definitely has been a release of some animal spirits or increased optimism about the economy.
Anders, how do you take that?
Yeah, I would concur. I think having a very decisive outcome, I think, was something the market was hoping for. So removing some of the uncertainty in general. I think the view being that the Republican kind of type focus will be a little bit more corporate friendly and business friendly. I think it's definitely adding to the animal spirits, using your term. So we're seeing that with stock market moving up, credit spreads on the fixed income side have moved in quite dramatically, and I think that's reflecting basically a little bit more confidence around less regulatory pressure, a little bit more confidence around outlook for 2025.
Yeah, and I know you two have an opinion on this, and I want to get into it right now. Mark and John. Mark, do you think the reaction in capital markets was an overreaction to optimism on what may come?
Well, the stock market always tends to overreact, and it's already pulled back a little bit since then. But I think it's got it right in that there was a good bit of regulatory pressure on business, and one of the things that is going to change is the M&A outlook. It's going to change in a big way, and so we're going to allow more mergers under Trump than were allowed under Harris. And the startup community, and particularly in Silicon Valley, which went for Biden in the last election, went overwhelmingly for Trump in this election because they've just been clobbered. It's been virtually impossible to start up a company and sell it to Facebook or sell it to Amazon. And without that, if you can't have an exit, it's very hard to get funding to start a company. And so we've seen a sea change there, and I think that's going to make a worlds of difference, and that's why the stock market's reacted to that like it has.
So is there real smoke and substance to this optimism?
Probably not. Government moves very, very slowly. There will be some presidential orders that take place early in the Trump administration that will reduce, as Mark said, the regulation, and it has been overbearing under the Biden administration in terms, particularly the antitrust division under Khan. It's been horrendous in terms of, look at what happened with Spirit Airways. It's probably going to go out of business now. How does that improve competition? But anyway.
Well, economists would call that creative destruction, right?
Well, JetBlue and Spirit combined may have been a better competitor to American, United, Delta, et cetera. And now you've got JetBlue going it alone, essentially. Yeah, they've cleared the space in the low-cost carriers, with Spirit being in as much trouble as they are, and that will help them. But it doesn't help them go up against American, United, et cetera. So,
yeah, and on that point, JetBlue has said that they're now planning to go upscale, so they're not going to be a low-cost carrier as much. And so it's frustrating because on the surface it's like, no, we're gonna have less consolidation in this industry, and really they should be looking at what the total impact is on competition.